What's up, YouTube? All right, so y'all know that we have the little green four-wheeler that actually rides all the time. That's kind of what started it. So we got this little Honda 90 here. It's I think a 3-speed or a 4-speed. I don't remember. No reverse, no electric start. That's why she wanted that. She wanted electric start and reverse after she realized how nice it was to have a four-wheeler at the track. So this thing has bad wheel bearings in the back. I'm not sure on the front, but we bought them all. I got, look at his books. He's got his books and stuff up here. I think this is the wheel bearings for the back. No, this is the ones for the back. That's the ones, these are for the front. So we're going to start on this thing today. We're going to see if we can get this thing tore apart and go from there. So we got to figure out a way to get this thing up. I'm going to try to put a center block on it in the middle. So anyway, let me get to this, get it jacked up. We'll get started on it and I'll film as we go. All right, so first step, take the wheels off. 4 bolts or nuts. These were 17 millimeter. So now we're gonna go in. It looks like somebody's put a new one of these on, but as you can see, that axle shot, or not the axle, but the bearings. I'm hoping that once we get this off, I'm hoping that the carrier's not messed up. But shoot, this is getting pretty bad, y'all. So let's get this off. I'm gonna get these off. We're going to take, I'm not sure exactly how it comes off, but we'll figure it out. So we're going to take these spindles off of each side, get them off, and we're going to go from there, because I know we'll have to get those off to get the axles in, anyway. So let's get these off. We'll work on getting these brackets, all these brackets off, and go from there, y'all. So stay with us. All right, update time. So we loosen this, loosen that bolt, that bolt, that bolt. That one's not there, so I gotta get a bolt for that. So loosen all that up, and then you can slide that forward. That's how you adjust the chain. Both sides slide, but this thing's completely gone. So both sides slide, just slide it forward, get that off, take this back guard off, which had 2 bolts there. There's those 2. Took this bolt out of this bottom guard so I could kind of push it down out of the way to get the chain the rest of the way off. So now we're gonna work on taking this piece off and go from there and see what happens. So work on getting this piece off and getting these slid out of here, and yeah, go from there. So stay with us. All right, y'all, so we got this far. This thing has a little O-ring that goes in there. Pull it out, throw it to the side, because you're gonna not even put that back in. Just kidding, y'all. We're gonna put that O-ring back in. I sprayed this down with some ballast oil to it's got, I don't know if you can see or not, it's got little splines in there. That thing's filthy. So I'm gonna get an air hose, boil that out real good, and see if we can beat this axle out. Now, the best way to do it is take a block of wood, put on it, hit it with a hammer. Sorry about my hand being in the way. Or you can use a dead blow hammer. My dummy butt use a regular hammer on it, but I can clean that up. This thing's just something we just play around with in the yard. I can clean that up. I still got my holes to put my cotter pin in. So anyway, let's get this thing hammered out of here. So ideally this would come off. This is the drum for the brakes. Ideally this would come off once you pull all this stuff off. But I don't know. Somebody worked on this thing before me. I'm not 100% sure who it was. Supposedly they done brakes. I don't think they did. But anyway, let's get this thing put on. All right, perfect example, y'all. They did not put brakes on it. This thing's flew apart. The drum looks okay, just greasy where I sprayed stuff in it. But we got this loose. I'm gonna pull this the rest of the way out. The other side, I used a dead blow, beat the living crap out of it to get it to come out. It finally come out. There's no brake shoe on this bottom one either. So I know the guy I got this from. I'm pretty sure he told me they done brakes on it. Not the guy that owned it, but he had somebody that supposedly done brakes. I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna let him know that they did not. But it don't matter. The guy that I got this from brings all his stuff to us anyway. So it is what it is. I think I've got to set these brakes down at Dad's. I think he's got a set. So I will put brakes on it before I put it back on. So let's get this out, see if we can get these bearings out, and go from there. All right, I want to show y'all this one other thing. This guard, I didn't think I was gonna have to take off, but in order to get the chain or get the axle out, you have to take it off because the sprocket hits there. So I took that one bolt out. I just loosened that one up there. I let that drop down. We can take this rod out here. I'll show you here. I'll do it while I got y'all on here. I'm trying to talk because I got the radio playing in the background. Look at there. Axle out. Sprocket looks pretty good, so we don't need to worry about that, especially on a little 90. If it's on something like this, and the sprocket, well, that one actually don't look bad anyway, but if the sprocket was a little rounded or something on that one, we would change it because that's 450. So anyway, let's see what we can do about getting these bearings out and go from there and call Dad, see if he's got them brakes down there still. If he does, that way we can get them on. All right, y'all, so we got it out. So I don't know if any of y'all have ever had, golly, I don't know if any of y'all ever had one of these apart. I have, been a long time ago on a TRX 300EX, whatever. So these bearings are like kind of pressed into these hubs. I found a little trick. I don't even remember where I found it. TikTok, YouTube, something. But you take this and you weld around this bearing and let it cool. And when it cools, it shrinks and you can pull this out. If not, you have to go in from the inside and catch this lip and push it out either from, yeah. So anyway, it's a pain in the butt to get these things out. This is what our bearing looked like on this side, and the other side is pretty much just as bad. Now this right here, I'm gonna clean this up obviously, but it goes in here and works as a spacer between these bearings so they don't walk in and out. So you'll put a bearing in, you'll put that in, get it in there, and you'll put your other bearing in. So let's get these things out of here, okay? Just for y'all to want to see, this is the other side. So it's a little loose, but the good thing is it didn't completely go, so it didn't hurt our axle and it didn't hurt our hub. So I had my 300EX that actually tore up the actual hub. I had to buy the whole hub assembly for it. That was a pain in the butt. That was a long time ago. I've been riding that thing for 12 years, so actually I don't ride it no more, but anyway, let's get that out of there. Voila, that one's out. So now we just gotta get the other side out, take them, see what it is. Well, the ring all the way around. I didn't do a great job on that one. I still had to beat it out some, but I got it out. So now we're gonna go over here to the other side and see what we can figure out on that one, because it's still got the whole bearing. So I might just try to beat it out anyway, spray some ballast on the other side so it lubes it up a little bit, and go in here with a screwdriver and beat it. Hold on, let me grab my screwdriver, I'll show you. And I know they make special stuff for this, but go in there and you catch it right on that lip and just go from that side directly across there, across, get that bearing out of there. All right, y'all, so we got the bearings out. There's the other one. But we tap this in with a hammer flush. What I do is for this one, I got an axle nut. What's the size it is? It's a 38mm axle nut, and it fits right around the edge of that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that on there, and then I'm gonna tap it in with a hammer. Let's get it. All right, y'all, then you do the same thing with the seals. You just put them in, tap them in, make sure they're flush. Make sure you put your piece back in there, that middle piece, and whenever you put the axle in there, it'll go where it needs to go. So let me grab this other seal and I'll show you how we kind of done that. All right, we'll see if we can do this here. So what I'll do is I'll take the seal, make sure you put it on the right way, don't put it on backwards. So I just get in there, trying to get it started with one hand, because normally I would hold one side and then tap in the other side, but in there, you can use a rubber hammer, probably be a little better, but just go all the way around, so that seals all the way in there. I don't know if y'all even So anyway, if you didn't see it, you just tap it all the way around till it goes in there. Once it's flush, I'm good to go. So let's get the axle put back in. Dad did have the brakes, and I found out he's the slacker. He was supposed to put brakes on this thing for the guy. He put the front ones on, they sent him the wrong ones for the back. So he ordered the back ones. Well, the guy that owned the four-wheeler come and got the four-wheeler without him getting the back brakes put on. So nobody had done brakes on this, so that's my bad. I was just not misinformed, but just ignorant and couldn't remember. So anyway, we're gonna put those brakes on, some new ones, springs, didn't come with new springs. So let's get all this cleaned up. We'll clean this up with brake cleaner. And yeah, put it back together, y'all. All right, I come outside so I can get away from that radio. But right here, this thing, this is this goes on the very front. So that's another seal we got to get taken out. We're gonna take it out, put the new one in, and we'll start putting this thing back together, y'all. Maybe we can ride this thing today. This is just my opinion, y'all, but when this is like this, take some sandpaper, clean this thing up. Then whenever you put it in, just put a little bit of bearing grease on there. I'll show you when I'm done. All right, y'all, so we clean it up, put a little grease on it, put a little grease on the splines too, so all of it slides up, because if it slides on there, everything will slide up, and then this will tighten everything down. So it's not gonna slide and move around, but put a little grease on there, it just helps out. These things are, obviously, they're four-wheelers, so they're gonna be, it's gonna be what Chris is gonna be riding some, so we just, yeah, if it runs, we'll let him. But anyway, he just put some grease in here. I know there shouldn't get any water or anything in there, but it just helps, my opinion. Now, you don't have to, just my opinion on something I do. All right, y'all, got it back down on everything, got everything bolted up, everything good. Things smokes a little bit, but hey, it's good to go. We're gonna go out here and see if this thing will run. So I'm gonna clean up these tools and this mess, and maybe we'll try it out. All right, y'all. So let's see if we can start this thing. Look, so that wheel seems a little wobbly. This wheel got something loose there, so I think that wheel bearing's bad on that one. But I got the front ones to put on it. Let's see if this thing will start up. Ooh, boy, old Honda firing up on the first kick there, well, first pull. All right, let's go ride this thing. We got some plastic wheels and stuff, so I'm gonna try to fix this fender, paint this thing up. What else is here? This thing, 4 speed, no reverse. Back brakes work. A little tight. Hold my clearance a little bit. What it is. So you can hear it stopped on its own going downhill. So it's a little tight in the back of it. It'll self-clearance itself though. But hey, I'm a little big for this thing. But hey, it runs pretty good. I might put me some taller handlebars on it, raise these handlebars up a little bit, get them away from my knees. But that's gonna be it for this one, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hopefully somebody sees this video that can learn from it or something like that. So anyway, appreciate y'all watching. See y'all next time.